Well, Mason Greenwood shock. Looks like Greenwood is giving up and has gone ahead to drop a hint on his future at Manchester United. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? Erik ten Hag has gone ahead to confirm the hunt of a new number 9 at Manchester United. You can call him the centre forward, you can call him the striker, but Ten Hag has gone ahead to really hint about getting a number 9 at Old Trafford. Rock and David is my name. How is your Sunday, guys? Have you said a prayer? Have you gone to church? Guys, it's good to say a prayer because God will always and always stand with you. And I think those who know what Christ is doing for them and us, we will never uncease from really saying that prayer. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We want to hit 13,000 subscribers to this channel. Remember, you're having 12,000, and I'm happy with how you guys are really subscribing onto this channel and continue to show me the love because it's really important. The takeover of United is expected to be pronounced next week, first week of May. So it's really going to be a huge one, and we expect lots of things to be unveiled soon from the Glazers on who they are going to give the club of Manchester United to. But obviously, the super offer is all from Sheikh Jassim Al Thani. He's willing to clear the club debt of £1 billion, build a new stadium, improve the facilities of Carrington, and then go ahead and really cash in to Erik ten Hag to be able to bring in the players that he wants. And he's willing to do lots of things at all in the city of Manchester, building hotels, recreation centers, and very many other good things that will really see Qatari invest in the city of Manchester. And if I told you a United fan, you would all want to see the Qatari in, though there is a shocker that was dropped in a little bit of 2 days back that Ineos and Sir Jim Ratcliffe are willing to give 20% shares to the Glazers, and the Glazers have Class B shares, yet Sir Jim Ratcliffe will be having Class A shares, of which that boils out into the Glazers having 20% minority shares. But those minority shares are huge in decision making if at all you are going to be part of the United side, meaning that Sir Jim Ratcliffe wants to be having full control of the club and being the one responsible for making total decisions. And as it stands, it is really weird to see to it that we are into that situation. But obviously, I know we will come to the end of that. By the end of next week, we'll be knowing who the Glazers have decided to sell the club to. But the Qataris fronting Sheikh Jassim Al Thani are 100% confident of the ownership deal that might be struck very, very soon. Now, let's go to Mason Greenwood. A story was reported by Ben Willox of Mail Sports or Daily Mail. He told us that Mason Greenwood tells his friends he'll never play for Manchester United again as the club continues internal investigation after rape and assault charges were dropped in February. That's what we were told by Ben Willox. Now, if he's feeling like that, that is Mason Greenwood, then it puts us in a very worrying situation. You know, the player would have loved to play for Manchester United, and maybe no sooner had the charges been dropped in February than he came out in his mind and said, all right, maybe around March or April I will be allowed to train with these players of United again and get back to full fitness. But it looked like the club told him, you aren't going to join this group of players that Ten Hag has gone ahead to really collect all together to put in a shift for this season, not until the season comes to an end. And to me, I believe the decision of Mason Greenwood, whether he's staying or going, is going to be made in the summer. After the season, I think the huge announcement will be Mason Greenwood. I anticipate the announcement of a new Marcus Rashford deal, because by then we would have known who the new owners of the club are. You know, Marcus Rashford, David De Gea, Fred Rodriguez, you know, Diego Dallo. Those are the 4 deals I expect them to announce. And I think the big news of either Greenwood will be staying at Manchester United or will be leaving at the club of Manchester United will be thrown in very, very, very soon. So to me, it is known. It's known to worrying to me because I already knew that it's a 50-50. Greenwood staying and Greenwood going, you know, we don't know where the pendulum is going to settle, but the pendulum is swinging to either sides. Greenwood out, Greenwood in. Greenwood out, Greenwood in. So we don't know where the pendulum is going to go ahead and really settle on this Greenwood situation. But it doesn't change our season. But if he finds himself in a position of staying at Manchester United, it will have a say on who the new number 9 of Manchester United is going to be, as we're going to see in the next story of Erik ten Hag confirming that he's in search of a new centre forward at Manchester United. Why? Greenwood is really good at that, and obviously Ten Hag might find himself in a position of maybe settling for Greenwood because he's not an injury-prone player and he's one of those players that will go in and really put those balls at the back of the net. Then the Sun has gone ahead and really told us that Greenwood sat at home. Greenwood is sat at home kicking his legs and very frustrated. He wants to be back playing football, but realizes his situation is very complicated and it's his own doing. He's determined to play football again, but doesn't think he'll ever pull on a United shirt again. You know, when I hear such a story again, there is another side that comes to my mind, or another thought that comes to my mind. Do you know what that is? It's all about the Greenwood management or Entourage playing what we call a contempt card. You know, this is what we call throwing the stone into the bush to see what comes out of the bush. That's it. So to me, I think Greenwood is throwing a stone in the bush to see what is going to come out of the bush as far as the situation is concerned. But I think United won't give their ultimatum until the season is done, and that will be around the first week of, I think, after the FA Cup finale. It's going to be played on 3rd June. So from 4th to 10th June, you'll expect an ultimatum of Mason Greenwood coming out to be announced, because you know that around like 3 weeks from United playing the FA Cup finale, they'll be unleashing their new jersey. That's it. So after unleashing their new jersey, they wouldn't want to hear or bring in positive news or bad news of Greenwood. If at all, we launch our jersey before Greenwood's ultimatum is announced. That will mean that United have gone ahead to make a decision that Greenwood is staying. But if he's not going to stay, between 4th and 10th June, we'll be knowing the decision taken by Manchester United on the future of Mason Greenwood. But if I'm Manchester United, I can get some good money from Mason Greenwood. Sell him to AC Milan. AC Milan wants the player. Sell him that side, and obviously do the needful to really see that you get some good money out of him. Like £20 million, I think Greenwood will be a very good purchase. And I think in this situation where we are, when we need money, when we need to sell to buy, I think even if you get 30 or £20 million from Mason Greenwood, selling him to AC Milan, that will be a very good deal to me. You know, that £30 million can be added onto the amount of money that Ten Hag needs to buy in a new centre forward, and he buys a new centre forward. Why? If at all Greenwood stays, you know, we'll be having 2 centre forwards, that is Anton Martial and Mason Greenwood. You know, that will really cause a lot of questions on whether Ten Hag will go in and sign a new centre forward, because you know what Greenwood does when he's leading the line. He's a very good centre forward, though he was thriving a lot while playing onto the right wing, but that is not his best position. Greenwood's best position is a centre forward. He is a prolific number 9, and he's even beyond a generational talent. And it will be great if at all the club of United can have Garnacho, Greenwood into that team, leading with Marcus Rashford, because those 3 players would have come in from the academy of Manchester United, and they wouldn't have spent any penny onto them. So it shows you how good it is and why hard it is for a decision to be taken by the board of Manchester United on the future of Mason Greenwood, because they have lots of things to really ponder about. That is it. So let's wait and see how the board of United is going to go ahead and really make a decision on Mason Greenwood. But I think Greenwood is starting to give up onto his return onto Manchester United, and he doesn't believe that he'll ever put on a shirt of United, a team that he has always loved. But we all understand what he did. He is the orchestrator of his own downfall, according to me. So to me, I find it really weird, you know, that the club is taking all this long to really make a decision. I think it would have been better that decision to be made very soon, like very soon, then we'll know what decision Greenwood is going to take. But if at all they terminate his contract, obviously compensation has to be made. Now I think it's better to just sell off the player. Sell the player to AC Milan. AC Milan has already shown interest in Mason Greenwood, and I see no reason as to why we don't do that if at all the club doesn't want to get use of him. But Ten Hag likes the player, and he said the decision will be made by the board, not him. Now, on to the new number 9. Ten Hag was asked on if a number 9 will be a priority in the summer. He said, I think everyone knows, it's not a secret that long term and the whole season we have had a shortage of number 9s, right? He went ahead to say that first we had to drop out of Ronaldo, then Anton Martial was often not available, then Jadon Sancho was often not available, then you have a shortage of frontline players. So with less players, we have to cover many games. So Ten Hag has confirmed his hand for the new number 9 at Manchester United. So his hand for the new number 9 at United has been confirmed, and I know you guys have always been hearing noise coming in from different media outlets as far as United is hunting in for number 9s, and the list is really long. Victor Osimhen, Goncalo Ramos, Harry Kane, Benjamin Šeško, Dusan Vlahovic, Rasmus Højlund, those are 6. There is even Santiago Jimenez playing at Feyenoord. We're having a long list of close to 7 strikers that are being linked to Manchester United, and Ten Hag is confirming to us that he's really in need of one. So we all understand that Ronaldo was here with Anton Martial, but Ten Hag was demanding in or calling in for another centre forward. That's it, meaning that in his team he wants to be having 3 centre forwards, such that if at all one is injured, he can have 2 to juggle around with, So it is really so much understanding that Ten Hag is really making such a decision, and we will be in support of him as a manager, because he knows what he knows how he wants his team to be looking, and he went ahead and really hinted on us playing 70 games a season. If at all he wants his team to be playing 70 games a season, you'll know why we will be into that mix. When you look at this season, when you look at Manchester United in the Premier League alone, I think, let me check Bruno Fernandes. When you look at Manchester United in the Premier League alone, we've gone ahead to play 31 games. You know that very well. 31 games so far. We are left with 7. So that means there's 38 games in the league. So UEFA Europa League games, I think we played 12. If at all we played more the semi-final and the finale, those would have been 14. That takes the tally to 52. In the EFL Cup, we played 6 games. That is 58. FA Cup, round of 6, 5, 4. We play 5 games. Those are like 64. So Ten Hag is planning for a season of his players playing in every tournament and reaching the finale. And what does that mean? He knows that his team can play close to 70 games. If you're going to play 70 games, you need 3 center forwards. So that will depend on whether Greenwood is back or not. It will depend on whether Weghorst is going to be kept or not. And then we are going to bring in a new number 9. But who is it going to be? I cannot speculate because we don't know the budget. I think we are going to be having a clear image on how we are going to spend in the summer by the end of next week, because we'll be knowing who the Glazers have gone ahead to really hand over the club of Manchester United to. If at all it goes to Sheikh Jassim Al Thani, obviously Ten Hag will put in his Class A signings that he wants. If it goes to Jim Ratcliffe or the Glazers try to retain it, then we'll go in for low budget players, but of good quality. That's it. So that is Erik Ten Hag for you, and we end up this episode by Ten Hag coming out and really hinting about the Marcus Rashford role of playing wide left or playing as a number 9. He said Rashford in the middle or on the left. I think he can do both. Sometimes it depends on the opponent. I'm happy and satisfied with his role in the middle, but when he plays on the left, he also has a big impact on our matches. That's it. But I think we benefit a lot from Marcus Rashford as a wide forward, because if you're having Anton Martial leading the line and Rashford playing wide left, the threat is really immense. The threat is really immense. Though I think he never looked good in the game of Aston Villa when he came off the bench. Sorry, in the game of Spurs that we drew 2-2 when he came off the bench. So I think he might be in a better shape today as we are playing Aston Villa at Old Trafford. Remember, we need to win this game. We are left with 4 games at Old Trafford. If you win all those 4 games, Champions League will be done and dusted, and those 4 games start with Aston Villa today. We've spent 2 weeks without playing at Old Trafford, and we are returning at Old Trafford for the very first time in 2 weeks. We last played at Old Trafford when we beat Everton by 2-0. 2 weeks we've been playing away from home. So we are going to welcome United back at Old Trafford today, and we are playing Aston Villa. After Aston Villa, I think at Old Trafford we will come Chelsea, then Fulham, and close it off with Wolverhampton Wanderers. That's it. But on Thursday again, we are going to play away at Brighton. Brighton are looking in a fantastic form, and their manager really just rested 2 players, that is Caicedo and McAllister. So they beat Wolves by 6-1. So it shows you how ugly it got on the day for Wolverhampton Wanderers. So guys, your thoughts on to Greenwood giving up? Greenwood shock is welcome in the comment section below. What do you think about Ten Hag's number 9 hunt confirmed? And lastly, Marcus Rashford, where do you prefer him to play? Ten Hag is telling us that he plays in any position according to the opponent we are going to go ahead and really face. I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. My Muslim friends, have a wonderful Sunday. Tomorrow, public holiday, Labor Day. I'm out.